what made you want to get into this line of work?
It was mostly about the love of the actual training. I enjoy communicating. I love animals, and I enjoy communicating with them. And from there, everything sort of happened by accident. But it boiled down to I love training the animals, and I love communicating with them.
Oh, yeah, because like I've had dogs and cats before, and they're trained, but they're not jumping rope with you or running through obstacle courses or anything else. How long does it normally take for, one of your dogs or one of your cats to be able to do something like that?
It can take a good while. I mean, the actual teaching of the behaviors, that can vary. I had a dad actually hire me to train his dog to skateboard for his kids. And we did that in 2 months. So the dog was consistently skateboarding in all sorts of environments. So it could be 2 months. And sometimes it can take about a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And the flashiness and how much people like the tricks, it varies. Sometimes a trick that'll take a year won't be as loved as a trick that could take 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, when it comes to actually working the animals in the various environments that I do, like the live show, the film set, to have a reliable dog, really about 4 years old is when a dog is going to peak. You can have a working dog at 2, but It's not an adult until it's 3. So it takes about 4 or 5 years is when your dog really comes out. So there's a significant time investment before you can walk out somewhere and just know that you're going to kill it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because, obviously you see the finished product on Facebook, Instagram, the website, stuff like that, or even the movie set. And it's, well, I can't get my dog to sit long enough to give him a treat or whatever. Yeah, with that, like with the family dog training, what would be the difference between your dog training and your company and then going to PetSmart or going to some of these other places that are around London and even Ontario?
There's a lot of, they say that 10,000 hours is what it takes to be an expert. Mm-hmm. It really takes a lot. And if you train your dog, it boils down to the little details to find success. So if you're going to look for somewhere to go, biggest thing is I want you to look at somebody's dog, see what their dogs can do. And if somebody is operating on the level that I'm operating, where people say they pay me to see what my dogs can do. Or when I did Pet Cemetery, my business partner asked me to join him as a business partner because he said, that he had never worked with somebody that could train so well. Mm-hmm. And so that means I wrote the program and I have other trainers that work for me and they apprentice with me. So those little details make all the difference in the world. Like, for example, if you're teaching your dog to stay, most people will do stay, 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 come. Mm-hmm. So let's look at that. When you ask your dog to stay and you call your dog to come and feed them, what are you actually feeding? You're actually feeding the breaking of the stay, not the stay. So the subtlety of returning to your dog, feeding in position and releasing it at that position makes all the difference in the world because you're reinforcing the stay, not reinforcing the break of the stay. Mm-hmm. So just that tiny difference in how you manage your dog makes all the difference in the results that you get. So when you come to someone like myself, as opposed to a big box store, mm-hmm. you don't know what you're going to get at a big box store, right? But we have hundreds of little secrets like that have been imparted that are part of our program because we've seen it through. Yeah. But at a big box store, they have a 2-week training program before you start teaching. Mm-hmm. So you might get somebody who took that 2-week training that has experience that took that program to relay that, or you might get somebody who only had that 2-week training program.
That they just wanted the 2-week training program to get an extra 50 cents an hour to make a little bit more money as opposed to actually wanting to help the dogs and the owners.
Yeah, I bet you a lot of them want to help the dogs and the owners, but they might not have enough experience to back it up to know those little details. Mm-hmm. the more you know how much you don't know. So you know which dogs you're good at, which ones you shouldn't work with. Because sometimes I think for me, dog trainers they should start on obedience for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes dog trainers that are new, they do obedience and reactivity.
Oh, okay.
Dog aggression reactivity is something that you shouldn't touch until you have years and years under your belt.
How many dogs now do you train in a family session? Like, do you just do the seminars now, or do you do one-on-ones, small groups, big groups?
So our dog training school, it depends on what time of year.
Mm-hmm.
So we have one trainer for every day of the week, and I take one of the days. So what we were offering pre-pandemic was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Okay.
And so of course the hours are reduced, but everybody takes a day, and then I take a day, and then I do all the behavior cases.
Okay.
So that the more difficult the specialties. And then in the summertime, I'll tour with the Ultimates,
Mm-hmm.
and and then I work in the movie industry throughout the week, so it's pretty busy.
Mm-hmm.
But I like all of those things. I haven't figured out where to find balance.